Welcome back to another Workplace Q&A on the Job Search Reality Series. Today's question comes from a familiar voice. This is actually the third time Ronald from Porterville, California has written to the show. Ronald always brings us thoughtful workplace questions, and this week's topic is one that many employees may have experienced but rarely talk about. Let's read Ronald's email. Ronald writes, subject, was I fired for questioning my boss? Hello, Todd. This is Ronald from Porterville, California. This is the third time I've written to your workplace Q&A segment, and I appreciate you taking the time to discuss these situations. I worked for my company for several years, and I had a good relationship with both my coworkers and my supervisor. My supervisor's wife also worked for the company. Over time, she began leaving work early and requesting additional time off. As a result, other employees were often left to cover her responsibilities. Several employees had become frustrated, and I finally decided to ask my supervisor whether the situation was fair to everyone else. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I simply wanted to understand why one employee appeared to be receiving special treatment. My supervisor immediately became defensive. A short time later, I was fired. I was never told that my performance wasn't the issue. I didn't receive any written warnings, and I wasn't placed on any type of corrective action plan. The timing had left me wondering whether I was terminated because I questioned the situation involving my supervisor's wife. Was I fired in retaliation? And what should employees do when family relationships begin affecting morale in the workplace? Thank you for your time. Sincerely, Ronald, Porterville, California. Ronald. Well, thanks for writing me again. I think there are two important topics in your email. The first is favoritism. The second is retaliation. So let's start with favoritism. Family members working together isn't automatically a problem. Many companies employ spouses, siblings, parents, and children. The problem begins when other employees believe that the rules are being applied differently depending on who you are. According to Ronald, several employees had become frustrated because they believed one person was receiving special treatment. Then Ronald did something that many employees are afraid to do. He asked a question, and shortly afterward, he was fired. Now, I want to be careful here. Being terminated after questioning a supervisor doesn't automatically prove retaliation. However, the timing certainly raises questions. Were there any documented performance problems? Were there previous disciplinary actions? Did anything else happen that contributed to the termination? These questions matter. I also think Ronald's situation highlights something that happens in workplaces all across America. Employees often stay silent because they're afraid that speaking up could negatively affect their careers. Whether those fears are justified or not, they absolutely exist. And when family relationships are involved, maintaining transparency becomes even more important. Companies should encourage employees to raise concerns without fearing punishment. Ronald, thank you for writing in for the third time. I have a feeling your question will resonate with many people watching this episode. And I'd like to ask our audience a question. Have you ever worked for a company where family relationships affected the workplace? Leave your comments below. I'm Phillip Todd Brooks from Athens, Georgia, and this has been another Workplace Q&A on the Job Search Reality Series. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.